So here, we got the kitchen all set up. Now this is important, like I keep saying, kids, keep it simple, stupid, and I really mean it. Right now I got all the drawers lined up here, and you're starting to notice a trend here. Any veneer edges, right over here, we do not have any, we use solid wood all the way through. I can't emphasize that enough. I wouldn't leave the veneer edge exposed, like right here, and put an iron-on edge. It's going to get beat up. It's not going to last. The seal's going to break here, and eventually water gets in. Maybe not as much for the doors, but you could have an accident. And not like that. It's easy to ding. I could just go like this, boom, and I got a ding on my edge here. No, I can do that all day long, you know. Plus the hardwood. So that's why I'm doing it like this, all right? And then when you're alone, and especially now, make it fun. If it's not fun, and this hobby's a drag, and you're stressed out beyond belief, don't do it. That's all I gotta say. You're gonna hurt yourself, all right? It does take time to do this, but tell yourself, when you get to this level, this is a $40,000 kitchen. I kid you not, when I get this installed. So, you know, you can save a ton of money, but it's not going to be like this. It's going to take a long time, all right? So that's enough of my spiel. So what I do is I line this here. I only have two sides to the cabinets, remember that? So I lay this here. I know the length of my drawers. I got the width down already. Remember, I did it with the doors lying down. Now I'm going to get all these drawers over here done. So, because I made it the same size, all I need is these two. These will be my guide. If I cut this much here and this much here on the end, I'll square it up, and I'll be more than fine for this. So that's basically it. I have to go there. What I will show, because I kind of skimped on the last one, this is sort of like a part 2 on the doors, and I realized I left a lot out. I'll show you how I rotor this. Now, look at how nice that is. That only need a little sanding. I didn't touch that veneer at all. Look at that. Not one gouge, nothing. You know. So I'm gonna give a little detail. And the other thing, when you're alone, put the tunes on. Like right now, I'm listening to one of the greatest guitarists in rock, I think. And I kind of get used to it now. If this wasn't on, I'd probably have it turned up. So kind of get into the zone, because right now I'm by myself. I don't have the finisher today, or my camera person. So I'm really enjoying being alone right now. I'm going to turn up those tunes, and I'm going to get into this. I will wear my headphones when I run any saws. I can't afford any more hearing loss, because then I'll miss out on all this beautiful music. And then that's it. All right? And then I'm unclamping a finished door. I'm working in a circle. I only have so many clamps. I'm able to do, I think it's about 8 doors at a time, 12. Some of my clamps are not working. I should really replace them, but anyways, that's another story. So I cut the end piece. I try to go length. Don't go too long, because it's really hard to rotor at the end. And you don't want to take the saw, because if you make a mistake, it could be hard. So I'm just using a pin nailer. If you're not familiar, like I say, it's one of the most valuable tools. It's not really to hold it in, it's to keep it from moving, because I got the glue there, and if it moves, it's, total waste of time. I'd have to redo the edge. So I wipe it down with glue. I'm not really worried, because I am going to sand this flush. So there won't be any issues of the glue smearing. The important thing is having
a rag and keeping it rinsed. Right there you can see in the background I have a sink, so I'm lucky that way right there. So I let the water run. Where you have a dirty rag and the glue gets thick or dried up, you can actually put the glue in the pores. I've seen it happen. It's a real mess. And you know, when you find out when you stain or clear coat and you'll see something like that. So use clean water. I can't emphasize that enough. Now I'm doing another one, and it's really, it can be a monotonous job. I'm not gonna lie on this one. So spreading it out with my finger, I don't know, would I use a brush? No, because the brush, I wouldn't get the glue equal and I might get lumpy. You just want like a nice thin, even coat. So really, especially the mahogany, those little strips, the wood's porous. You want to make sure you really force it into those pores. And, you know, you can have a really nice bond. The glue I'm using is the same glue as the veneer glue. This stuff is just amazing. It also, when it dries, the glue's tinted the same color as the veneer, so you won't have any glue lines that you'll notice at all. So now, same thing. Going through this, you realize that, you know, being organized is the key. You know, keeping everything close. Same thing when you're designing your shop. Think about, you know, the chop saw. Like, I would say everything goes to that chop saw 5, 6, 7 times sometimes. So the least amount of walking you can do, it can be a lot better. And now another one, and like I said, I put the solid wood edging at the end. Don't try and just clamp it without it, all right? Now, the next ones are dry, and I'm gonna start the rotor. And this is the key part with the rotoring. I picked up a spiral bit as opposed to a 2-fluter. It was the first time I used one for trimming here. And make sure you go left to right. It's the same as you read with the cutters. Go with the cutters feeding in. Don't go the opposite way. If you go the opposite way, you can jump and you'll feel it, especially on the end grain. It'll give your hand a little shot. So some of it rotored easy, and then some of it, like, because this was like the heartwood. This wood was really dense, the mahogany. It was very difficult to work with. So sometimes maybe if you got it over a bit, don't try and go all the way, you know. And, you know, I'm doing the length there. I'm just kind of got my hand and got my foot there and just trying to keep it from moving. You know, watch the tilt on that. If you're tilting the way I am, try to keep the base, make sure that base is flat. It's no chance that it can go into the veneer and damage it, because then there again, you'll ruin the door. So through all those doors, I think there was only 2 that I had a little bit of blowout. I was able to touch it up with a little bit of sawdust and wood glue. It was a little chunk, but other than that, it was perfect. With maple, you'd have some that would blow out or whatever. You can see now what I was trying to do. You can see the quarter-sawn grain from one end to the other. I mean, the match is insane, I think. It looks fantastic going in there, even with the solid wood edge. Now, the solid wood edge, I came up with it or whatever, no. I've seen it used for about over 22 years, no, 32 years. Ooh, time goes, eh? But it really has lasted, and if I could explain why, and I hope a lot of this stuff makes sense. This isn't some voodoo or, you know, shake some chicken tail down here or foot, or why I'm confident is time. Things that last over time and certain practices, all right? See, I was fortunate enough, I worked in aircraft a long time ago when I think it was 36 or 32, plane, something like that. And you used to use it was like a Nomex panel. It was just fiberglass, basically hollow cores, because this like weighs nothing. And then that was the whole point. You can't, you know, put plywood on there. You weigh down the plane, you know. And anyways, what they used to do was
take this cardboard out here in the center, put auto body color, keep it flat, and then glue on the edging. But they did the veneering first, and they used paperback veneer with contact cement. And they would clamp it in. They tried to heat, but that was kind of silly. I don't know what they were trying, because it doesn't make a difference. It was more getting it pressed, but you couldn't press too much because, you know, you would telegraph all the defects here. So anyways, they had to redo all of these planes, and I was part of the team. And anyways, I don't know how many planes went in, but I was impressed with the edging. All the edging on those planes were perfect. Everyone, they weren't beat up or anything like that. And, you know, they were all, some were a little, they did a little thicker than this, but it was perfect. So, hence, that's why I'm doing the edging like this. There's a history. I won't do the iron-on edging or hot glue. I don't trust the hot glue over time. Okay? And, okay, I said it out loud. Only because it's kind of like the hot glue's sort of like a tape, in my opinion, where you got that adhesive being pulled, where you're not really using glues or holding it on. And the other big thing is, I've seen it happen, it can ripple in the moisture, like if you're in a damp condition. Let's say this door at the bottom is in damp condition. I've seen it ripple. And then, you know, you're in the world of hurt for repair. And then once the water starts getting in here, then, you know, your door's finished. So I hope this door was done 14 years ago. All right, I just took it out of the, oh God, a room we don't even use in the shop. And I painted the back of it white. But we did the edging. Now the edging, I went fancy here. I went 45s, which I realize now that wasn't the smartest move. And they kind of open up a bit. Now, here's another one. All right. And you can see though, it lost it. It needs a clear coat, like after 14 years. And I didn't clean this up for the camera. This was in a room we're not using. But you can see the match here. Alright. Now, I got that pretty good. I had to do it all the way through. Like it literally was a sheet and I cut it down here. And this is cherry. We just did clear coat. But that's why one of the reasons why I picked the Cortison. Was I want a more sophisticated color. I like that burgundy light red. I'm going to do lots of lighting in this project. But also when I have that much wood, it's really going to be hard to match at the end. Like look at this. If I try to go here, this was the side, and you can see that looks horrible, eh? So if you're going to do it, know your limitations and know what wood I should use, all right? And then that's my 2 cents. Another thing, I think this made sense. I had a nice hit this week because I'm waiting for the excavators for the house, so we're really starting to build, and we're excited and nervous at the same time. You know, you kind of want to get this, but it's nice to have this when we build. And this stuff's coming right after, once you get past the inspection process. So thank you. Please subscribe. We'll try to continue doing the videos. You'll see this throughout the kitchen being made. I got a cool idea for the island face. See all the front here? I got to do something cool or, you know, creative. So, and stay in line with the modern. Don't get off the reservation. So, with that said, please subscribe. Thank you.